Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Arts Project. I always get people coming up to me. They either DM me or meet me in person, or it happens when I'm out a lot. And someone will come up to me drunk and like grab me and go, "I'm going to be your biggest competition one day." And they mean it in a good way. It's not like they're trying to threaten me, but they just go, "I'm going to be your biggest competition." And I always reply, "Impossible." And they go, "Why?" And I go, "I'm only competing against myself." Maybe they see me as competition, but I don't see the world like that. Roll the intro.
Welcome to the Ice Project. Welcome to the Ice Project.
Yo guys, before we get into this podcast, I want you guys to smash that subscribe button. Ice Project is officially back. Going to be interviewing guests, going to be doing Q&As, going to be doing these random little thought ones as well. I was going on a walk today and I was thinking about my upbringing. I've been kind of doing these like hour walks in the morning. I'll take photos on the walk as well, but I won't look at my phone. I detach myself from technology because I want my mind to wander. I want my mind to think. I like to think about a bunch of different things, and I'm comfortable in my own mind. I'm comfortable in my own skin as well. So when I'm on those walks and I don't feel like any pressure's on me, I like to let my mind wander. And today I was walking and a lot of the questions I get on podcasting is, what's the biggest lessons you've learned from sports that carry over to business? And no one's ever asked the question, what's the biggest lessons you've learned from sports that don't carry over to business? And this is what this podcast is going to be about. So in sports, I grew up a super competitive kid. My dad was my coach. A lot of people know I'm friends with Quade Cooper. We were friends, and my dad was always hard on me, him, and my other friend, Tomato. And he expected success from us. And it's great. Like, we used to win all the time. We become so accustomed to success through hard work and commitment and playing a team sport and seeing the dynamics of that I think me and Quade have really carried that over to the next part of life. Whenever we do something, we expect to win because from a young age, that's just what we were taught. We were competitive, we wanted to win, and we won games. Now, for us to win games in sports, we have to beat someone else. And this is what I mean. This is the biggest lesson that you carry over that you don't carry over from sports, and you carry it into business as well. I was the same. I come into business. I didn't know anyone that had started a clothing brand at the time. There was no one I could really look at and go, yo, that guy's like me. Let me copy that and let me find my own style and let me do what I need to do to be successful. I used to look at other people and go, fuck, I'm going to beat you one day. Because that was my mindset. I'd come from sports. I was a competitive kid. I went into the NRL. I wasn't a success in the NRL. But for me to even make a team, I had to beat someone else in the same position as me, in my own team as well. So, and then once I got in, I had to play well enough. And if we could affect the scoreboard in a positive way for the team, I'll get picked the next week as well. And then I'll get injured. And then I'll be like, shit, I need to do this little battle and get myself back. And it was just like this rinse and repeat. So like 20 years of my life, I'd always been trying to compete either against myself and get myself back from injury, against someone else on my team to get a spot. And once I was in the team, I was trying to compete against the other team to beat them. So for me to win, you had to lose. Now, business isn't like that. And I've learned this from some really successful people. I was lucky enough when I was first starting out in entrepreneurship. I met a guy who just sold a business for $12 million. And at the time, I was just like, pfft. You could have told me that was like $100 million. I thought it was the exact same thing. And he just had this really abundant mindset. All he wanted to do was help and give away all his knowledge and teach. And he asked a lot of questions as well. I had this other mentor, Nate Miles, introduced me to him, Ronnie Jalek, a really great guy. And super successful as well. A lot of money that he's made in his past, lost it all, built it all back up, and same sort of thing. And I asked him a question. I was like, why do you give away so much knowledge? And he goes, it's one of the keys to success is understanding that there's enough for everyone. And that changed my mindset that day. I'm a big Gary Vee guy. He always says, give away a lot of free content, a lot of value, and it all seems to come back. It might not come back straight away, but over time, it'll come back around. And if you look at my content over the past 5 years, free ebooks, most of my content's been free as well. I do have subscription-based models that's behind the paywall and stuff like that. That's just what's helped me grow and to do the things that I want to do and build multiple streams of revenue, which I think is really important as an adult. But most of my stuff has been for free because I understand the more that I give, the more that I get back. The universe rewards me for giving more. So you just go give. And over time, you get back more. So if you look at YKTR as well, we've made a lot of content over 5 years as well. We're trying to narrow it down to make less content and make it a better production and all that sort of stuff as well. Not everyone's happy about it. But over time, we've just given so much away that we've been able to get some sort of success from that as well. So the abundance mindset, and the way I like to explain it is, a lot of people think like there's one pie. And then if I've got this pie and I bring it out the oven and I lay it on the table and there's 4 of us around here, you're like, and you're competitive and you come from a sports background and you want to win. There's like, shit, there's only one pie. Like, how do I get the biggest piece? Now, business doesn't work like that because there's so much room for success. There's so much money in the world. There's so much success in the world. Not everyone's going to fuck with your brand as well. And that's okay. There are people that are going to fuck with you or your content or your brand or whatever business you're selling. But understanding the abundance mindset of don't be the guy that like, all right, here's my one pie and then let me take the biggest piece. That's for me. That's just selfish. Be the guy that can figure out how to make more pies and distribute them out so everyone gets a piece. And if you're the guy that can distribute out more pies, you're the guy who can make pies and distribute them out, you're the guy that's going to be the most successful over time. And I truly believe that. And it's a mindset, the abundance mindset of understanding. There's no point in getting jealous of someone else and what they've got because there's so much room. Like they're not taking any money out of my pocket. For me to create money in my own pockets, I have to create more value out there in the world. And it starts with having an abundance mindset as well. So that's honestly the biggest lesson I've learned that hasn't carried over from sports. You can be the competitive guy. Gary Vee used to say, there's 2 ways to build a building. 1, you can knock down all the other buildings and then you're the biggest building. Or 2, just try and build the biggest building you can, just on your own as well. And I just think that's a better way of doing things. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're back. The Ice Project. Let's go.